birthday to her. She's probably enjoying it.
Yes, phenomenal actress. So happy birthday to her. So
starting off with the movie.
I know.
How to Train Your Dragon, and then Lilo and Stitch. What happened there? So I think Lilo and Stitch has been in theaters for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So that's why it probably went down to second. And then How to Train Your Dragon, well, it's something new, so people are going to want to watch something new.
Absolutely. $85 million, not bad for, a live version of a previous cartoon. So kudos to them.
And I bet it's a good movie. I still have not watched it. I think you neither, right? You watched it over the weekend.
I saw Mission Impossible this weekend.
What
a phenomenal movie. I know you had already seen it a few weeks back.
And I was like, I can't say much.
Good. It was so good. I love the movie because I like the way they incorporate past characters. There's closure in a lot of the storylines. Well done.
And one of my lists and your list is Materialist now.
Yes.
Dakota Johnson and Pedro Pascal.
Nice romantic comedy.
Interesting.
Got to check that one out.
And then the Beach Boys Hall of Fame.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Well deserved. Special celebration was held in Chicago on Saturday to celebrate Pope Leo XIV. Now, the Pope himself appeared via video from Vatican City to deliver a message to the tens of thousands of people gathered for an afternoon mass. It was held at Wright Field, home to the Chicago White Sox, which happens to be the Pope's favorite baseball team. Part of the Pope's message was aimed at America's youth. He called on young people to find hope and meaning in their lives through God and in service to others. Cardinal Blase Kupik led the mass in the stadium. The mass included music, film, presentations, in-person testimonials, and a whole lot of prayers.
Oh, that is so cool.
Wow.
Chicago.
That is really neat there. How special for them.
The baseball field.
I know, and he has said they are his favorite baseball team, so I'm
Larger
glad.
crowd too, that would be good, like to have a mass.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
know, I love Hunger Games.
Okay, so where do we start off? I think Naked Gun, it's going to be coming out in summer. Well, it is going to be funny how he tells her, take a chair, and she literally takes a chair. Pamela Anderson.
I know.
Wow,
nice to see her. Nice to see her once again. Hunger Games, you can't get, it doesn't get better than Glenn Close. I mean, phenomenal actress.
It's
she's
gonna be good.
Yeah, that's going to bring a total perspective to the Hunger Game trilogy. So that's going to be really cool.
I can't wait to see the movie.
Yeah,
Naked Gun, and also the sequel of Hunger Games.
Because finally from us over the weekend, Bruce the Bat Dog was called up from AAA Rochester Red Wings to make his Major League debut in a pregame bat retrieval ceremony over at Nationals Park. Now, at 21 months old, Bruce is putting in the work. He is the second golden retriever to work with the Rochester Red Wings, and he's working his tail off for the opportunity to be a part of the big league. Bruce isn't just another pretty face, though. During Red Wings home games, this happy, loving dog helps raise money for Rochester's Veterans Outreach Center and Honor Flight of Rochester. In spite of his stellar MLB performance, though, he is returning to his AAA duties in Rochester.
Oh, it's very cute of Bruce, and he's also helping the veterans there.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at him. He's got his little patriotic bandana and everything.
It's so cute how he goes for the bat and he takes it somewhere or leaves it to somebody. Like if they're asking, hey, bring me the bat.
He knows
right there.
Exactly what to do. He is a good bat dog.
Cute
Congratulations to him. The 2025 World's Most Livable Cities list has been released, and it features an upset Danish capital. Copenhagen takes the top spot, taking the crown away from Vienna. The Austrian capital had been on top the past 3 years. Well, the Economist Intelligence Unit's 2025 Global Livability Index was released today. 173 cities around the world on a number of factors were looked at, aspects including healthcare, education, stability, infrastructure, and environmental were taken into account, with Copenhagen in first place, Vienna tied for second with Zurich, Switzerland. Australia's Melbourne kept its fourth place spot, with Switzerland's Geneva rounding out the top 5. The highest U.S. city on the list, by the way, Honolulu, Hawaii, which placed number 23.
Honolulu.
I would have thought that Honolulu would have been in a much higher position than 23. It's just beautiful over there.
It's very beautiful, but Danish was the top one, right? You were talking about it. Well, it looks very beautiful too.
Yeah, so that just goes to show 1 through 22 must be really beautiful.
Very nice places to visit this summer.
Absolutely, not with 100-degree temperatures.
Starting with scary movies, it's still not October.
It's year-round.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a good movie, but it's until next month. I know what you did last summer.
Yeah, absolutely. That definitely has a following. But let's talk a little bit about Tom Cruise. I can't believe he's never had an Oscar, received an Oscar in his life. So now getting an honorary Oscar, that's big.
You know, he's just so dedicated and passionate when it comes to films. He does his own stunts.
Exactly.
And everybody knows that technically. That is so cool.
So the Oscar is for his contributions to film as well as to stunt. So very well deserved
and then
there.
Dolly Parton too also is getting an award. Very nice for them.
Absolutely.
And then PlayStation having a concert, it just seems very nice.
I know. I think that that's going to bring out a lot of people who do enjoy the soundtracks to, you know, there's people who follow soundtracks to movies, and then there's the soundtracks to the actual gaming industry. So that's going to be pretty neat.
Also the colors, the textures, how everything seems for the concert. I think it's going to be good too as well.
I bet they're going to get a lot of people out there. To the Florida Panthers as they get to hold the Stanley Cup one more time. They defeated the Edmonton Oilers 5-1 in Game 6 of the finals last night. Now, this is the second straight year they beat the Oilers for the Cup. The Panthers trio of veteran centers were the difference throughout the series. Brad Marchand and Sam Bennett were heroes in their earlier games, but Tuesday was all Sam Reinhart's night. He scored 4 of the team's 5 goals, 1 in the first period, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. Wow.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah, absolutely. How neat is that? That's 2 in a row for the Florida Panthers.
You
Pretty
can
neat.
see the excitement right there.
Absolutely. How fun is that?
It is very nice.
Well, speaking of activities for this weekend, so those slight chances of rain, they were at 50%, but they've decreased, you were saying, to about 20 or so.
They did decrease for tomorrow. We're going to start with those chances being very slight. I know some people do want the rain, some don't want the rain, especially for this weekend. There's going to be the Mutt Mud Run.
That's right.
There's going to be like some dancing classes going on as well over the weekend. I think it's going to be very beautiful if we don't get those rain chances, you know, because people want to enjoy their weekend with family, with loved ones, you know, probably go to the lake as well. So.
Yeah, do a little gardening also, because the temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler also.
In the 90s, we'll say.
Hey, we'll take it. Hey, psychological, if it's not in the hundreds.
Yeah, when people, they think like 70s, like, no, we wish, but no.
We'll take the 90s, though. Thanks a lot. Fishing rod, some bait, and head to the water. And that's because today is National Go Fishing Day. For many people, fishing is a great way to disconnect and relax, whether you're looking for dinner or just doing a little catch and release for fun. It's an activity enjoyed with others, or you can do it solo. One way you can mark the day is by teaching someone how to fish, or just go out and fish yourself. Fun fact, there are more than 25,000 species of fish in our waters and ocean. Wow.
You know, if they don't go fishing today, they could probably go another day over the weekend because the weather is still going to be on the warm side. But you know what? The kids are out for summer, so probably taking them to the lake or somewhere where they have like a pond and you could fish. That would be a good idea.
They would love that, definitely. Well, and speaking of the temperatures, okay, we know today is hot, but some chances of rain moving into the area.
Michael Moore.
No, he's still so young, 42 years old. Good for him.
And he's dancing probably right now and singing.
He's looking good. Absolutely.
Starting off with Final Destination. That's good that it's going to be streaming on video now.
Lots of people are going to be able to see it.
If they didn't go to the movies, they could probably go watch it. I know, because then it torments you. You're like, oh my gosh, the pen fell. I'm going to slip with the pen. And then something else is going to happen.
Yeah, it's
too much.
Too much for me.
And then Cardi B releasing her
I know,
music.
you're such a fan of hers, and that music coming out tomorrow.
I know. I already heard one of her songs, and one of them is like talking about how her ex, you know, while you're doing this, and that, you know, how they separated. And you know who's also releasing their music tomorrow?
Who's that?
Karol G.
Okay.
So, oh my God, battle. Let's see who's going to be top there.
Yep. There we go. Have you said thank you today? Well, if you'd notice, if they weren't there to get the job, this week the city of Laredo is shining a spotlight on Waste and Recycling Workers Week. The city is taking time to recognize the hard work and dedication of its waste and recycling crews, because even though their work often goes unseen, its impact, of course, is deniable. When you have trash there that hasn't been picked up, you totally notice. So a big shout out to the guys out there that do get that job done. A heartfelt thank you goes out to to these teams for their relentless efforts in protecting public
and
health.
thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Happy birthday to Lionel Richie.
Absolutely, and I'm sure he's on that list of the best 75 R&B singers as well. He's
Michael
a prolific
Jackson
singer.
was number 3.
Yep. Aretha
Stevie,
Franklin, number 2, and Stevie Wonder, number 1.
Yes,
rightly
correct.
so. Absolutely. So, Jaws, 50 years old. We were talking about this the other day. Wow, hard to believe.
It is good, you know, it's the official start of summer. There's probably lots of people like, hey, let's watch a summer movie. Why not Jaws, you know?
Yeah.
You're probably going to go to the beach. You don't want to watch that movie.
I was going to say, stay away from that movie if you are planning on going to the beach.
Because then people tend, like, oh no, I do not want to get into the ocean. You know, I just finished watching Jaws. No, never mind.
No, thank you. Definitely. Well, we're all definitely looking forward to the Bruce Springsteen biopic. That's definitely going to be one to watch. I mean,
and then today, Cardi B released her new songs, and even Karol G. So if you want to hear something over the weekend or today, you could probably check them out.
Yeah, lots of good stuff going on in the world of Hollywood and entertainment. The temperatures will be a little cooler because, just a reminder, it's time to get your mutt ready to put them into a test in a friendly fur competition. So tomorrow is the Laredo Animal Care Services Mutt Mud Run. Yeah. What a tongue twister. It is open to the first 50 participants that register. You can get there early to register. It's taking place at the Santa Rita Park, located at 82 Prada Machine.
That's a good plan for this weekend.
Gets going at 8 a.m. Today to celebrate our nation's symbol. It is National American Eagle Day. The bald eagle has been at the center of the United States Great Seal since 1782. Now, the eagle isn't actually bald as we know the word. Instead, it's the Middle English reference to white-headed. The American Eagle Foundation says the bird gets its full white head and yellow beak and eyes at roughly 4 to 5 years of age. The foundation also notes that the bald eagle is a conservation success story. Its populations at one time were as low as below 500 nesting pairs across the country. That now has gone up to more than 70,000. The Endangered Species Act provides congressional protections for bald eagles. Now, this day is about honoring our national symbol, but also efforts to protect the birds in the wild. You can mark the day on social media by using hashtag National American Eagle Day.
And if you get to see one, you're lucky enough. Maybe from a far distance, and you could take a picture. That would be very nice. Yeah. And especially when they expand their wings.
It's huge.
They seem so huge with those wings.
Beautiful, just a beautiful bird. I'm so glad that that's our national symbol. Very appropriate there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. As far as weather's concerned,
it is going to